My name is Nick Nazaro. I'm 18 years old and I'm a senior at Summit Country Day. I live with clinical depression, anxiety disorder, and suicidal thoughts. My whole life I had sleep problems, and looking back on it now, there was a lot of symptoms of those problems that I just associated with the sleep issues that I already had. So it kind of just went all unnoticed until about a year ago when I was diagnosed. So the first symptoms of depression and anxiety I noticed, I lost interest in the things that I love to do, but I just kind of associated with that with I was just tired, and that kind of led to when the symptoms got bad or I was having a bad day, I could just say I'm tired, and that was that. I don't feel like I was tired per se, but my first instinct was to just point it at that's why I was feeling that way, not knowing that all these other symptoms of a much bigger problem were rising. Another symptom I had was the good days just became bearable, and then the bad days, they were just horrible. I just wanted to go away from everyone. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just wanted to sink into the couch. And eventually it got to a point in the middle of my junior year where people began to question it. They noticed that I was acting way different than I used to. But I really started to shut them off. I just disregarded it as if it was nothing and wasn't going to be an issue. Even though deep down it was hurting, it was making me bleed. I hated it. I hated everything about it. But I just continued hiding. That was my first instinct. Around November or December of my junior year, my guidance counselor actually recommended it, seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist. And I know he knew that something was up. I think mainly the symptom that really stood out to him was my work ethic, because freshman, sophomore year, I always tried to work as far ahead as possible, try to get as much done as I possibly could as early as possible, and that kind of work ethic fell apart. And I think that's the symptom that would have directly been shown to him. I trust him. I trust his judgment, and so I just ended up doing that. I asked my parents to see a therapist, and I ended up doing that every week. And although the results, it wasn't like I was feeling much better, but I kind of just felt better that I was at least doing something about it. A lot of people just assume that it's just okay, go to a doctor, you're prescribed an antidepressant or whatever, and that's that. Seeing a therapist, I learned that medicine is only just one little chunk of the whole picture, and that there's literally things in every aspect of your life that you have to change to start feeling better. And I feel especially with technology, more and more people are telling their stories, and the amount of courage people are getting who normally wouldn't tell their stories is just growing. And I'm really excited to see in the future when we get a society that talking about mental illness is like talking about the weather, and just isn't taboo at all. And I feel like that, like I said, could truly help a lot of people, knowing that just the knowledge that there's a whole community going through something similar.